Okay, let's be real for a second. Have you ever felt like your brain is just being pulled in a million different directions? By notifications, news alerts, those endless social media feeds? If that sounds familiar, then you're in the right place. We're going to dive into a really simple, but honestly, a super powerful way to cut through all that digital noise and finally get your focus back. So let's kick things off with a feeling that I bet almost everyone listening knows all too well. It's that sense of just drowning in information. It really feels like a modern problem, right? And the thing is, it has some very real and, believe me, very draining consequences. No, seriously, just think about it for a second. How many times have you opened your phone to do one simple thing, and then boom, an hour's gone? You've been sidetracked by headlines, notifications, random updates. It's so frustrating, and pretty much everyone goes through it. And here's the thing, this feeling, it's not just in our heads. It has real, tangible effects. I mean, first off, it's just plain confusing. This constant stream of stuff makes it so hard to think clearly. It's also super anxiety-inducing, right? A lot of it is just negativity that we have zero control over. And the real irony? Trying to take it all in is completely counterproductive. It just drains our most valuable resource of all, our attention. So that brings up a big question. What is the real cost of all this noise? And trust me, it's so much higher than just feeling a little bit stressed out. This constant barrage of information is, and I mean this literally, it's actively working against you, against your goals, and against your well-being. All right, here's the hard truth, and it might sting a little. Most of the information we consume every single day is, well, it's junk. Especially the news. It's literally engineered to be addictive. Think about it. Every new headline, every alert, it's a potential little dopamine hit for your brain. It keeps us hooked on this endless cycle of stuff that is, let's be honest, overwhelmingly negative, totally irrelevant to our actual goals, and completely outside of our influence. Okay, I absolutely love this analogy because it just makes so much sense. Think of information exactly like you think about food. On one side, you've got the junk food, the fleeting social media updates, the 24/7 general news cycle. It's all empty calories that just sap your mental energy. But on the other side, you have the nutritious stuff. This is the deep, specialized information that's actually connected to your goals, the kind of stuff that fuels you and energizes you. And this quote right here, it really gets to the heart of a huge mindset shift. This isn't about ignorance is bliss. No, no. We're talking about something different. Selective ignorance as a kind of superpower. The ability to consciously ignore what's irrelevant, well, that's a direct path to getting your focus back and, frankly, to finding some inner peace. Okay, so we've laid out the problem. Now, what's the solution? What's the fix? Well, it's something called the low information diet. And you can think of it as the perfect practical antidote to all this digital overload we've been talking about. So what is it exactly? It's actually really simple. A low information diet just means you consciously, intentionally choose what you consume. That's it. Instead of letting some algorithm decide what you see, you become the gatekeeper. You become the filter. You only let in what's genuinely essential, relevant, and helpful to your life and your goals. And let's be super clear on this point, okay? This is not about choosing to be ignorant or uninformed. In fact, it's the exact opposite. It's about becoming way more effective by deliberately taking back control of your single most precious resource, your attention. All right, so we've covered the what and the why. Now it's time for the really good part, the how. Let's break down a super practical, concrete action plan to get you started. Really, it all boils down to 3 core steps. It's that simple. First up, decrease the frequency. So instead of checking your phone constantly just out of habit, you schedule it, maybe just once or twice a day, that's it. Number 2, decrease the volume. This is your big digital declutter. I'm talking unsubscribing, unfollowing, and being absolutely ruthless with your notifications. If it's not essential, it's gotta go. And finally, number 3, curate your sources. This means you actively replace that shallow 24/7 news junk with just a few high-quality, deep-dive sources, like books or really good articles that actually help you with your goals. Now, this checklist right here, this is going to be your new secret weapon, your mental filter. Before you click that link, before you open that app, I want you to just pause for 1 second and ask yourself these questions. And honestly, the most powerful one is right at the bottom. Will my life actually be worse if I don't consume this piece of information? You will be amazed how often the answer is a hard no. And that simple little pause, it can save you hours.
Okay, so the theory is great and all, but we all know that practice is where the real change happens. So my question to you is, are you ready for a little challenge? Are you ready to actually put this to the test?
Here it is, the 7-day media fast. I want you to think of this as a complete detox for your brain. It's just for 1 week, that's it. For 7 days, no aimless web surfing, no news sites or TV news, no scrolling through social media news feeds. And look, the goal here isn't to do this forever. It's just to hit the reset button on your mental baseline. And at the end of that week, you can really see what you genuinely missed, and I have a feeling you're going to be shocked by how little that is.
So, let's say you do it. You put in the work, you cut out the noise. What's the payoff? What do you get out of it? Well, let's talk about the incredible benefits you can expect when you finally reclaim your attention.
And this, right here, is why this whole thing matters so much. When you cut out all that constant negative noise, you gain so much more than just a little productivity boost. We're talking about real, life-changing stuff. You get reduced anxiety, you get improved, deeper focus, you get better sleep, and maybe most important of all, you reclaim all that time and energy for the people and the projects in your life that you actually truly care about. When you boil it all down, it comes to this one simple, powerful equation. If you want to increase your output, to create more, to achieve more, to just be more present in your own life, you have to strategically decrease your input. That's the secret. It's a simple balance, but man, is it powerful. And so that brings us to the final and maybe the most important question. When you do this, when you take back control of your focus, when you reclaim all those lost hours and all that mental energy from the digital noise, what are you going to do with it? What will you build? What amazing problem will you solve? What will you create? Seriously, think about it. The possibilities are absolutely endless.